gentlemen, your host for tonight's show.
Here, I'll break it over your. I'll break it over your head.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're a real crumb bum.
See, these guys are all the same.
With filthy mouths and bad attitudes.
The Crumb Show.
Oh my God, Dad, how did you get this car?
Was that you, Chris? Of course it was. Right as we're starting Comics2Comics with Karen Schwarz. Hi, Karen. Thanks for doing the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right on.
Thank
I always
you.
like to start it with Chris doing something silly.
Come here for the fisting, you guys.
That's right. See? That's why she's here. Karen's, when I introduce her, when I'm hosting, I like to call her the First Lady of Soul Joel's, which is actually what you are.
Oh,
You've been there pretty much since the beginning of the new open mic.
I'm glad that's how you meant it and not like a regular first lady that just ruins school lunches.
No.
She was there before because she's on the wall.
Well, Karen.
That's new. The wall is new.
It's new. Karen is like a.
But
she's
the
another
wall is
success
only for
story.
people that were there from like before.
No,
That's
the
what
wall is for working comics, bro.
Yeah, but
Can I handle the interview?
well, no.
Can
but
I handle the interview?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
You didn't let me get through the story. Jesus Christ. Anywho, Karen does the open mic at Joel's, right? But also she does a lot of shows. She's performed up there on regular shows many, many times. That's why she's on the wall. She's a killer comic. That's why she's on the wall.
I understand that, but there's criteria to be on the wall that you're not understanding.
No, different walls, bro. The new wall is all new people. It's all new pictures. It's not just the old.
Well, that's what he said.
No, I take it all back. She's on the wall because she's a killer comic. That's all that matters.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Did you do
100%
shows?
true.
Did you do shows wherever he's talking about? What are you talking about? The
How-
Dome or the old Joel's down in Roarsford? What are you talking about?
I don't know, like, because I can't remember. Like, there was like some kind of criteria.
There
to be
was.
on the
There
wall.
was. You know what? Yeah, there was for the one wall. The one wall is designated for people who were there for a certain time period, and I think they were maybe the ones that came out during COVID and played in the Dome. There was. I think you're right. Like I think there was definitely a criterion that doesn't apply to me. Like I wasn't there for that. So there's a wall, and then there was like a wall annex. There's another wall with just other people's pictures. And I got to be on that wall. So
It's a good thing either way. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
You're just mad.
I cried.
I'm not
You're
mad.
mad the only wall you're on is a bathroom wall, and it says for a good time call. Chris.
You wrote that.
Yeah, because I want to spread around the joy you give.
Right?
Come on, a $3 hand job in 2023? What are you doing?
The discount price.
All right, family discount.
Family and friends.
Anyway, Karen, thank you for doing the show. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
You're definitely a killer comic, and I love seeing you do all the shows. And
Thank you.
right out the gate, I guess we'll go through the shows you have coming up. December 22nd, Karen will be on The Dirty Show at Soul Joel's, headlined by Brendan Donegan, right? Brendan?
Yes. Yeah.
I know Rashid Wesley Jr. is on there.
Yes. Yeah.
And who's the third one? Walker Britt.
Yes. Yeah.
Walker Britt.
Too. Yeah.
All people from Soul Joel's open
Mm-hmm.
mic. Love to see it. Me and Chris were on the last one with a couple of other guys.
And that one was amazing.
That was good.
That was so. You guys were. That was
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Oh
Thank
yeah.
you.
Well,
Appreciate it.
who's headlining the second Dirty Show?
Brendan Donegan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's funny as shit. I've seen him at the Dome one time. I forget who he was there for. Probably, I think David Tell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the first Dirty Show did well, and he's like, I think we're gonna do it again, and then next day it was like, boom,
Yeah.
we're doing it again.
Yeah.
All right, let me finish the plugs.
Okay.
Karen has the Dirty Show December 22nd at Soul Joel's.
Yes.
And then the next week, she's hosting a show with Missy G. Hall and Tata Sharice, both Philly comics, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. On December 27th. And then the 28th, the next night, the 7 for 7 show with Steve Rinaldi. And that's a long list of comics that we're not going through, but they're all going to be hilarious. Steve's hilarious. Go check that out. And then January 20th with some more Soul Joes guys, with Jay Burrell and Bradford Davis, hosted by Ben Elise, the sit-down stand-up comic.
Yes. And Sandra Doss is on that one, too.
And Sandra Doss, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
She's another Soul Joes
Semi-regular.
semi-regular.
Yeah.
But she's all over the place. That's why. She's busy.
She performs over in Panama, too.
Right,
She's
she's great.
like, literally everywhere. Yeah.
Well, that's at the Iron Eagle in Coatesville, January 20th. Go check her out, folks. Karen is hilarious.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we it's Comics2Comics because we all just talk shit about comedy and all that.
Yeah.
And where did you do, like, your first open mic? That's how we normally started off.
Yeah, this is going to be like a landmine. I tuned up.
At Tuned Up. Yeah?
Tuned up, yeah.
Okay.
So
When?
that was 2 Julys ago. It was July 20th or 22nd,
Okay.
I think 20th. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was it was an intimate room that night. It was over the summer, so there weren't a lot of people there. So they had us out in the bar area instead of in the main room. And yeah, I just, I walked in with a notebook and I wasn't sure about going up, but I just thought I would check it out, maybe just like watch and wait, and decide if I wanted to go up or not. But then like I saw people, trying stuff and then ripping pages out of the book and saying like, I've never told that joke again, or titled that joke was worst fucking joke. And, I thought, oh, shit, I don't have to be great. I can mess up. Like, this is awesome.
Open mic.
So I was like, I'm signing up. So that was like, it was a really supportive mic. Like Jeremy was there. He was super, super nice afterwards with, just like talking. And then Jay Yoder was actually there to run it. This is before he was touring. So he gave me some really good feedback too.
Cool.
So, it was fun. A lot of fun.
And how do you feel like you did your first time?
I had a lot of fat to trim, because I was just kind of rambly and storytelling and just, you know what I mean? Like I had maybe everything written out a little too much, where there was stuff I really didn't need. But
Right, yeah.
I had a funny, like a story that everybody I worked with was like, oh my God, that's so funny. You should, make a joke out of that or, So anyway, but I got, like I said, I got some good advice about trimming stories down into more succinct jokes.
Right, yeah.
Which is hard.
I know.
Which is tough, But yeah.
Hold on. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. We'll cut that out.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Maybe.
cut it.
Probably not.
We'll see. Yeah, it's weird. I was just talking to him about all the little things in comedy, and that's one of them, like trimming the fat.
Yeah.
So you went up, you did pretty good, and then you were like, oh, I'm going to come back and do this again.
I had so much fun. And then, I kind of caught the bug immediately because I went back with notes and then I'm like rewriting everything out and I was moving things around. I was like, well, where can I go tomorrow? Like I just, I needed to go back out and try it again. So, yeah.
That's
totally
crazy.
caught the bug.
That's crazy how that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Where was yours?
Soul Joel's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first night he had it inside of Gatsby's. It was.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
It was the first night, and again, my buddy that Fats, who came up with the Crumb Show stuff, he was saying, I've been writing little bits out, and I think I want to do an open mic. Mm-hmm. So this was probably August, I guess, maybe July, and I had seen on Joel's website that the open mic was going to start in the beginning of September. So I said, hey, it's going to be September, I think it was 13th. He said, well, let's go up. I want to go up. I said, all right, well, if you're going to do it, I'm not going to let you do it by yourself. So I'll write some terrible jokes and I'll go up with you. And we both went up, and I feel like if you get like 1 or 2 laughs, that means you did pretty good.
Oh, especially at an open mic.
Yeah. And your first time going up, first time being on stage, I got a couple of laughs. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay, let me do this. I'll try this again. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like at the time, if I'm picturing the room, if it's the same way I'm remembering it, it wasn't an easy room to play because your audience was kind of spread out at those big round tables. Mm-hmm. And I feel like even at like a show, like if there's like a, I don't know, dinner and a comic show at like an Elks Club or something like that.
Right.
If your audience is spread out like that, it's just way harder. It's harder to get their attention. It's harder to keep their attention. And like the sound is like all over the place. Whereas if your audience is in like rows, like you kind of got them. I don't know. There's just a difference, I think, in at least it feels like there's a difference. I feel like it's a harder room to work with.
Right.
When they're all spread out, those big round tables.
For me, at that point, it didn't matter. I was pretty nervous about being on stage. But I wasn't crazy nervous. I was more nervous about forgetting everything. That was my main thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was only like, I don't know how many people, maybe 20-some people. Oh, no. The first time there was a lot. It was 30-some comics the first time. And so there was about 40 people in there. And it was a pretty decent crowd.
Yeah.
Pretty decent crowd, but energy-wise, they weren't just like all comics. Like sometimes now we have 20-some comics now. But if it's just comics, most of them are looking at their phone.
Yep.
And it gets later, the energy gets low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I did Soul Joel's, it was in the Melody Room, but the stage was when you first walked in. It was right in front.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Over here,
I remember that.
It was
Yeah.
like right there, and they had a partition up, stage, chairs like that.
Yeah.
And it was maybe, 20 people. It wasn't a huge amount of people. Because, like, you guys did it once or so before I went there.
Yeah. So once or twice.
So, but then it was switched back and forth between there and Gatsby's.
Yeah.
But I did it, talk about 2019 in Reading.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Where was it in Reading?
Reading, it was the Reading Comedy Outlet. It
Okay.
was a comedy club attached to a bar attached to a bowling alley, Heister Lanes.
Okay.
And I did it like 3 times. And then didn't do it again for like a couple years. And then he was like, hey, we're doing it. And I'm like, I don't know. And I'm like, I just did it.
Yeah. Did you meet Jeremy up there?
No. I don't remember.
I remember you guys talking about that because he used to do that.
And my brother did it a lot.
Right.
He said, you don't really remember Jeremy either, but that it could have been different time frames that he was over there. But my brother did a lot of comedy at the RCO. That's where I first.
RCO. Yeah.
But like it's so far, and it closed. There is no more RCO, by the way. But it was too far after a while, and I didn't feel like driving an hour to go to Reading. But the reason I didn't mind going to Reading was.
Did you ever hear the term "trim the fat"?
Yeah. The reason I didn't mind going, it's all the way to Reading, because nobody knows who I am, and I can say whatever I want, and if it sucked or people hate, I don't care, because it's an hour away. Nobody will ever see me again. But I killed. So
Yeah. So what are you worried about?
back. Anyway, not about me.
No.
Oh, it's not. It's not about you. Jesus. So that was at Tuned Up, and I remember that. And, and you do Tuned Up, you do Soul Joel's. You do any other new mics?
Well,
so far?
back when Cisco Hernandez was running that Over the Wall one over at the Great American Pub, that was a great one. That was on Monday nights, but that's no longer happening.
Right.
That was a really good mic, though. Once in a while, I'll run out to the one in Millersville on Mondays at the Point of View Phantom Power.
Okay, yeah.
Mic. That one's fun.
We were just talking to a guy the other night about that.
It's a little bit of a hike.
Yeah.
I've been to the one in Pottsville. It's at Pep's Pub.
Okay.
The one that Sarah Cartwright runs. That one's fun. I'm trying to think of other ones I've been to.
The Dana Preo one.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah, the new one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How was that?
It's good.
good?
Yeah,
Yeah?
it's really
Cool.
good. So there was a restaurant called Paloma's. It was like that standalone, like that brick building with like the wrought iron, like the fence around it.
Oh,
And
that's
there's
Paloma's?
Yeah, and it has its own dedicated parking lot, which is kind of nice for Phoenixville. You know, they've changed hands, and now I think it's run by Boardroom Spirits.
Okay.
And I don't know if I should be saying this, but I don't know if they do it every week, but I went the first week, and they gave performers their first drink free.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like that was like, I didn't even know how
Might
to
have been
act.
for the first show, so let's.
It might have just been for the first one or something. I don't know, but I had ordered a drink, and then I went to pay, and they're like, no, are you performing?
You need to get a bunch of people going up there with like knock jokes.
I know,
I tell you a
right?
couple of jokes. Where's my drink?
Right? Totally. I probably shouldn't have leaked that news.
Yeah, right.
There'll be a line around the block this coming Wednesday. But no, it was a fun room. It was a fun night, yeah.
Good. Yeah, Dan's cool, good dude.
Yeah.
He came up to Joel's once or twice. I think he was actually on. He was on one of the late night laugh shows, and then he was on Joel's podcast, and I recorded the podcast.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, very cool.
Then he came up to the open mic. Yeah.
Besides the RCO a long time ago and Soul Joel's, I'm pretty sure I'm speaking for you too. We've never been to any other open mic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've only done Soul Joel's.
I want to pop down to this new one though with Dan.
But the separate rooms, we kind of did two. We have experience. We've been outside in that one outdoor.
The social house.
Yeah, social house.
Oh,
remember that we did the one outside.
That was the one time I didn't go.
Oh, okay.
But that's that neat, like that outbuilding.
yeah.
That looks like a cool space. The way you did the lights.
was cool.
And everything.
Yeah, it was a cool room.
So we did that room, we did Gatsby's, and we did the Melody room. So we kind of have.
I did the dome too.
And he did
Oh,
the
nice.
dome.
Okay.
How about
Well, there you
How
go.
about that? Big time of me over here.
Because you didn't have a chance to big time me, otherwise you would
Right.
have.
I would have.
I know.
But when I do the ballroom,
Okay.
I'll bring you along. I'll let you.
I know a lot about ballroom.
So yeah, even it's funny when I visit my parents in Florida, my mom will bust the notebook out and she'll have it like covered with like all this tiny writing, and like she'll have used white out and like cross. She'll be like, "All right, this is what I found," and she'll like my mom tracked down all the mics near her house, like near my parents' place. So when I'm visiting, like every night of the week, if we wanted to hit a mic, we could.
Oh, wow.
Now we don't do that, but like we'll go to like a couple.
Right.
And so I've had some fun running around like the Tampa area.
Oh, that's
doing
cool.
some of those. Yeah.
That's real cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in checking out the Dan one.
The Dan ones, yeah, that's a fun room. You should
When is
totally
that
go. It's
again?
Wednesdays, and it was designed to offer a closer second mic.
Right.
Because the tuned up one was starting like earlier, and a lot of people would leave to go to Bar 13. So instead of leaving right away and running over to Bar 13, there was a little bit of like hang time. If you wanted to stay or stick around, have a beer and chat with everybody, and then go over to Phoenixville, there was like enough cushion to do that because you're just going to Phoenixville. Like it's like right there. I don't think Clint saw it that way. Obviously, I don't think he saw it that way. So that's why that mic is drying up and just switching over to a music night. But the
we
one
talked about that on Jake when
Yeah.
Jake was here last week. We didn't specify. We didn't name names, but we did talk about
yeah.
because Jay said that maybe he was hasty and it could be every other week.
Yeah, I've heard some
Positive.
some talk. Yeah, that maybe
Yeah.
I mean, I know the owner and Jay Yoder are pretty good friends, so I have a feeling that something will get worked out.
Because that would be cool to have the two mics like doing.
Yeah.
It would be really good for the people that do that and want to go to two mics in one night. So I don't see but business wise, so you got to look at it from the business guy point of view. Like he wants to make money. He's not a comedy club. He's a business that runs an open mic once a week. So try to drum up some business. If you're not drumming up business, then what are we doing?
Right, exactly.
So you got to look at it like that.
And like he was looking at it too, like where his restaurant's empty before 8 o'clock at night. And he's like, well, dude, it's a bar. Like, where'd everybody go? So, I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dan starts a little bit later, like closer to like 8. I want to say maybe 8:30-ish. It's just worth like messaging Dan, and he'll tell you like what they're looking at time-wise.
I think it said 8.
I
think I saw advertisement for it. Said starts at 8.
Right.
So maybe sign up at 7:30.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Check it out. Check it out. Are you still nervous on stage when you go up on stage?
Before I go up, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I go up, I totally am. if somebody tries to talk to me or anything, I'm just kind of buried in notes. I'm like, and I'm just kind of in my head. But then once I'm up there, I'm having fun. And then afterwards, I'm like, and I'm like, all right, wait, I don't remember anything anybody said before I went up. You know what I mean? And you're just trying to retrace your steps and be like, okay, who was I talking to? What am I supposed to remember? You know what I mean? It's like kind of weird. Like you kind of, I don't know if it's like a panic thing. I don't know what I kind of shut down into a tunnel like right before I go up.
Right.
And
yeah,
after I'm done, I'm fine. But I don't know if I would really, I mean, I'm coming down, but then I'm like, oh wait, now I can actually hear people, that kind of thing. Yeah. How about you?
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
I need. You're in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I always have a big thing with remembering my material because I kind of don't fray too much from it. I kind of just stay on. I think it's called page to stage. I just heard.
Oh, okay.
And I'm kind of like that. Like I don't sway too much. And every time I do, I mess up. Even at the Dirty Show, I did that bit probably a month. I did it. I recited it all day long. I wrote it down. I knew it. But then when I did it, I kind of interacted with a guy in the crowd. And then when it was time to get back into my set, I forgot like a little part of, I set the joke up, roasted some guy in the front, and then forgot the rest of the punchline of the joke. Like it was like 2 or 3 jokes in like one little set that I forgot. And then I just went back and everything else. Forgot that. And then I changed a word. One word. One of the things, the joke is something about my kids, and it says, even the girl. That's the joke. And it did well a few times. But at the show, I said, except for the girl, and nothing. And I was like, what's going on? That always does well.
Yeah.
And then I said it again, and it was the same thing. And I was like, oh, shit. And I didn't realize it until I watched it later on. I was like, oh, that's why it was silent when I said that.
I wish I would have just been like, even.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
I knew the
He
joke.
knew it. Yeah. Yeah, well, that would have been funny, though, if you would have been my, like...
That's the only
line
time I ever
producer.
got nervous the whole time, besides, like, the first time, like, at the Dirty Show. Otherwise, at the open mic, I never get nervous because I don't really care.
Yeah, the mic...
Saying the same stuff all the time. Everybody heard it already, so it's like... Well,
Although, the first time at the mics, I kind of really prefer to have it in my head and not have to go through my phone.
Yeah.
But it takes so much pressure off of me personally, trying to just remember it and remember it and remember it.
Yeah.
But if I have my phone out and I can just stop and just, and it takes so much pressure off. And then by the time I get to can't have my phone like the Dirty Show, I know it pretty good, except when I interact with a crowd or just choose the wrong word entirely.
totally different vibe from the open mic to a real show, though.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
If you come up with new stuff, you get laughs at the open mics, but like it's like totally different. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
No, show energy is definitely a lot different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was outside when there was a show. It was when you were on Soul Joe's podcast, whatever show that was. Was that
The 7 for 7?
Karen killed. You could hear the uproarious laughter. Like Gatsby's got music and stuff going on, but as soon as you left Gatsby's, you could hear like the uproarious laughter when Karen was on. It was ridiculous, dude.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's
she
my
killed that night.
Best recording. Oh my gosh. Well, Steve Rinaldi made a joke when he came back up. He's like, well, that was Karen receiving her Lifetime Achievement Award. It was so funny. But to be fair, I had like 50 people I knew in the audience. So that didn't hurt. That did not hurt my cheering section.
Right,
Like
right,
I had
right.
a whole bunch of buddies from work there. My cousins were there. My girlfriend gang. Like they all went kind of hard for me. I mean, they're supportive. They're very supportive. So like, so it was a lot of fun though. I mean, in a room full of people where maybe I don't have 50 people in the audience who I'm tight with, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but no, it was fun. It was crazy fun that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, your 7 for 7 was pretty good. That's the only one I saw. I didn't know you were on. I'm gonna try to get to your next 7 for 7.
Okay.
But I want to definitely go to the Dirty Show.
Yeah.
You want to go to the Dirty Show? Let me know.
Yes, man. On the
I went to your dirty show. You could come to mine.
Yeah, I gotta go to your.
There you go. There you
First,
go.
we're coming.
Yeah,
we
well, I
might
mean-
try to go. I'd like to go to check out this January 20th to see you, Jay, and Bradford Davis.
Oh, you totally should, because like you
check
should
that
meet
out.
Ben, because Ben's looking to keep like the show going as like a regularly scheduled thing
Where's it at again?
Coatesville.
in
Oh,
Coatesville.
Coatesville. Okay, that's about
Yeah.
from here.
You all right? You got ops in Coatesville?
Well, we got people in Coatesville.
Well, there you
I
go.
said ops.
What the hell's ops?
People.
Oh no, ops. Yeah. No, I do not. Apparently, I don't have
What-
any ops at all.
What are hops?
Ops.
Opportunities.
Opportunities. Okay.
That's not what it means.
Oh,
Jesus.
Is this like a video game
It's
thing?
some
Like
teenage slang
like
thing.
Black Ops? Well, what is that? What's ops?
Opposition. your
Opposition.
enemies.
Oh.
And
Ops.
okay.
And in a song, I think somebody says something like "the ops are crazy," got me going crazy, or something. I forget.
you know what?
You don't know about this
cut
young,
that out.
cool, hip
I'm
slang
not
stuff.
cool. I'm definitely not.
I'm surprised Karen don't know that because Karen's a teacher.
I know. It definitely
Well, my
took out my Riz there, not knowing about ops.
Yeah, see,
You know?
She came back with the Riz.
It hurt my Riz.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Facts, no cap.
I know that. I know
right.
that made it to middle-aged white people outside of schools.
Yes, it did.
What's Riz?
Riz is like a short slang for charisma or like your
I've
drip.
actually heard of that.
Yeah.
I've actually heard. Did you,
Yeah.
Do you have a joke about that?
That's Jay Yoder.
Jay Yoder,
Jay
yeah.
Yoder, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Jay. He's killing it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Do you bring your comedy into school?
Whenever I get microphone time when I'm doing first grade lunch duty, I mix it up a little bit just for fun. I mean, just to crack up the other adults in the room. Like,
Right.
I mean, the kids are sick, so it's not like I'm cracking a whole lot of jokes, but I'll be like,
Right.
give it up for your lunch ladies. And the kids are like, woo. And I'm like, come on, that's all you got. You know, and like, yeah, I just use a lot of open mic host terminology with the microphone
Right,
in the
right.
lunchroom. It's just fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's fun.
Yeah.
It's probably fun for the kids too, even though they don't
They have no idea.
get your jokes. But you know,
No,
to have
it's fun that they don't know.
a teacher just act like she's hosting something.
Yeah.
it's pretty fun.
Every once in a while, though, like one of my former students will like come out from the shadows and like the audience be like, oh, I'm like, oh
Oh,
my
shit.
gosh, and it's funny because like
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there long enough. Like I've been at my school for 25 years, so
Oh wow.
yeah, no, I'm teaching some of my former students' children.
Oh, that's
I'm teaching.
awesome.
I'm teaching with former students who have now grown up and are teachers.
Right.
So
Crazy.
you know,
Yeah.
I've had people in the audience come up to me and be like, you know, you were my art teacher. I'm like, no way. And then I find out how old they're like 28 now. And I'm like, I'm gonna go buy you a beer. Like, thanks for coming to my show.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go.
yeah.
I can do this now. I'm allowed. So it's kind of funny. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool though. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I
That
mean,
is
I
cool.
feel a little old when it happens, but it's pretty cool at the same time. So
My home economics teacher taught my oldest son, whatever they call it nowadays, but it's basically the same thing, home ec.
yeah.
I don't know what they called it.
Family consumer arts or something
some-
like consumer sciences, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, some old bullshit.
Right.
But
not offensive.
when I went and went to like parent teacher night or whatever, and I found out it was the same teacher I had for that. I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me. And I told her my name. She's like, maybe, and I kind of a little bit. And I said, well, thank you for teaching me how to sew. And I was with my wife. I said, because I'm the only person in my house that can sew a button or a rip. My wife doesn't know how to sew. So thank you for teaching me how to sew. She started crying and start doing the, you know,
Aw.
I have to go, like type of thing.
She
And she
was
like walked
beklemmed.
away. Yeah. I was like, that was nice. Yeah.
She made a difference.
Yeah.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
That's all teachers want to hear is that we made a difference. That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I try to tell my son. He's has had his ups and downs with teachers, and I did too. I was terrible to teachers. Not terrible, but I was kind of an asshole a lot of times. And my wife has some friends that are teachers. So I said, well, you know her, right? That's what your teacher is after work. She's just a regular chick that has friends and family, and you're being a jerk to her in school. Like, don't do that. And it never helped, but, you know.
Some deserve.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you were probably an asshole, too.
Oh, definitely.
Were you guys like the class clowns? Like, did you do stuff like for funny attention in school?
Yeah,
like,
definitely. I'm an attention whore.
Yeah.
I just needed attention.
Yeah.
I was more to just blurt something out, like, that I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Like, not to get attention. And I got thrown out of class a lot for shit like that.
Ironically, the only class I ever got kicked out of was my 7th grade art class. Mr. Tomarelli kicked me out because, yeah, he kicked me out a couple of times.
Where'd you go to school?
I went through school at Rose Tree Media School District. So middle school was Springton Lake. I had Mr. Tomarelli for that art class, and then I went to Pencrest High School.
And where's this located?
Delco.
Oh,
Delco. First rule of Delco. I should have mentioned it. First rule of Delco is you have to tell everybody you're from Delco.
yeah.
So there you go.
I've never heard of that. Like those places.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like,
Where did you grow up?
here.
Oh,
Monco.
Monco.
Yeah, we're Monco boys.
Monco.
I mean, I was born up till a certain till I was like 8 in Lansdale, and I moved here and moved out, moved back, moved out, moved back.
I was just telling Chris on the way here is actually, we went to the same high school, little alternative, not at the same time, no, like a couple years apart. But I got in an argument with a teacher, and then I got sent to the office, and he came down with the write-up paper. And the principal read the write-up paper, handed it to me, and asked me if I agreed with what was on there. And I read it, and at the very top it said, this document or form must be filled out in black or blue ink. But the guy filled it out in red ink. So I was really just being a smart ass. And I said, well, this isn't legal because
Right.
it's not filled out in black or blue ink. She looked at it and said, you're right.
Nice.
She wouldn't let me go back to the dude's class, but
Wow.
I didn't get suspended.
That's amazing.
We
That's amazing.
we went. This is the Norristown School District, but we went to the alternative school. They call it. They call it the annex.
Okay.
The annex school.
So
Roosevelt High School.
Roosevelt. Okay. I'm curious. My parents have always loved a good argument, and when they retired from their regular jobs, during retirement, they were like, they thought it would be really fulfilling to be teaching, like teachers' assistants, and provide like support through the intermediate unit. And they worked for an alternative high school called Anderson, where like it was sort of like, kids who had some
Alternative school.
alternative school, yeah. So, but they were never bored. I'll tell you what, they came home laughing. Most days they came home laughing.
Right.
Most days there was, something said that like they had a hard time not laughing when it was happening, but then they came home and told me. So, yeah, they had a good time for the most part there. They enjoyed the kids there a lot.
Yeah, we had a good time. It was kind of like the inmates run the asylum.
Yeah.
So how can you not have a good time?
Right.
You brought your daughter to the open mic one night. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
For me, that was pretty cool. Yeah, she, when she was a little, like, I don't know, teenage girls are hard. I was kind of tough on my parents, and like, around a certain age, we just didn't see things the same, and we were, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So we weren't as close as I wanted to be for a while, for like a few years. And now that she's had a chance to kind of see the world and do her own things for a bit, she's been coming back around, and like we're getting to know each other better now. And she was curious. She wanted to come check it out. So I'm like, oh, okay, and it's so funny. Like, here I've been teaching for 25 years. I have a master's degree. I own a house. I take good care of my dog. None of these things impress my kids. But the second they were like, wait, you're doing stand-up comedy? Like they think that's so cool. Like, so it kind of cracked me up that like now I have like more cred. I don't know.
Right.
But it just was funny though. It just cracks me up. I think they're impressed that I'm finally doing something for me though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I really didn't chase any of my own hobbies or pursuits until kind of recently. So like I think they're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like that I'm finally doing my own thing.
Right.
But yeah, I brought Caden along and she's just sitting there, she's checking everybody out. And I think those like her wheels were turning like, oh wait, like I don't have to be perfect. I think she kind of had the same. And she leaned over, she's like, well, what do I have to do to go up there? I'm like, I just give Jeremy your name and you go up. And she pulls out her phone and she had some stories that she had written out. And she was like, yeah, put my name on it. I was like, so yeah, so run up to Jeremy. I'm like, oh, she wants to go. So yeah, he added her in, and then he took her aside, and he was so like nurturing and supportive. Like he's like, okay, this is what you do. Like, and he showed her where to hold the microphone, and he didn't make it creepy. Like, and then he was like, and then he said, you know, even if you think you're talking slow down. And he was like, and have fun. He was like, have fun. You go get him. And she was like, all right. And she went up. And I was so, I mean, like even I recorded her, but even just thinking of her up there, like she sat on the stool like you do. Like you guys have a similar stage, like, you know, thing where you work, like the way you do it. But she had the time of her life. And then it was fun because she came off stage and she was like, oh, yeah. She goes back to her notes and she was like, oh, yeah, wait, I just thought of this other thing I could say. And she's like, when's the next one? When's the next one? I want to go back. And I just looked at her like, I start crying. Like when she was looking through her notes and she was having that reflection, like, when's the next one and where can we go? Is
she going to come back then?
I really hope so. We did a couple of mics back before she's working in Mexico right now.
Oh shit.
But she's coming home for the holidays. Like, so she'll be around like that Christmas week that I have some stuff going on at Joel's. So I don't know. Like, I hope she does it again.
That'd be cool if she comes to you do a regular show.
Actually, yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Well, I sent her my footage from the 7 for 7. I sent her the video of that. And she was like, Mom, you ate. And I'm like, oh.
That sounds good, though.
No, but 8 means you did well.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't know that because, like, I always thought that if you eat it or if you ate it.
Like ate shit.
Like if you ate shit. Right. Thank you. I didn't think that was, like, a good word.
Nah,
but
you
apparently,
eating, son.
But if you ate. No, but if you ate, like, it was like you did well. So, again, that's a new word I've learned. Because I had that association with it. I thought that if you ate shit or, like, it was a bad. But if there's eating shit, but then if you ate.
Right.
You want that, apparently. So
that's good info.
So that was fun.
I have a 15-year-old, and he'll appreciate me saying that. He gets a kick out of me saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
He my 15-year-old is the funniest of all my kids. When he was in like 3rd grade or something at one of the parent-teacher nights, one of the teachers was like, he is so funny. Some of his jokes go over my head. And then I think about it, and I'm like, oh. And I get it. None of the kids know what he's talking about because he would make jokes about like stuff that was going on in the news and stuff.
Oh, wow.
That he would just pick up peripherally. It's not like my,
That's
3rd
awesome.
graders watching the news.
Yeah.
And then a few years ago, before I had ever started doing open mics or said anything about it, he said, Dad, do you think I could be a stand-up comedian? And I was like, yeah, 100%. You can do anything you want to. Let me know. I'll help you out. I had just because I had watched a lot of comedy, and I think I know everything, so I figured I could help him out. So, but I haven't heard anything about that. But every once in a while, he'll come out and be like, hey, Dad, you should say this, or how does this sound? What do you think about this? So I kind of think he's, in his mind, he already had the interest in being a comic. Now he knows it's for real, that you could actually do it.
Yeah.
And I kind of think he's secretly preparing.
That's awesome.
Right, because he was going to do it, and he didn't do it.
No.
Remember the one night? You're like just
I'm talking about my youngest son.
Oh, youngest.
My youngest son.
Oh, okay.
My oldest son has asked me a few times about going to the open mic. And but he says he's so nervous, he doesn't know. Getting on stage terrifies him. But he was the best man at his buddy's wedding in the summertime, or last summer, and he had to do a little speech that he had to write, and he got some laughs. You know, it was at a wedding when everybody's
awesome.
drunk, but he made a joke about him and his friend, I guess, would get drunk and wrestle. So he would say, he said, I hope you wrestle Garrett better, like whatever, but then it broke it down like better than me and him wrestling when we were drunk or something like that. But he got a big laugh.
That's funny.
And I was like, oh, like if you can get over your stage fright,
Yeah.
you know, maybe we can whip you into something there.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, I think Joel says it all the time. You ever want to get the confidence to do an open mic? Just go to an open mic.
Exactly.
Because you'll see all the different degrees of people in different stages of comedy at an open mic, especially ours, because it's the hugest. It's huge.
Oh, yeah.
Now, but when you have 20-some comics there, you're going to get everybody. Like,
Yep.
we get guys that it's their first time, guys like us that have been doing it really short time. Then there's like 3 to 5 years. Guys, and there's people like you and Jay that come, you start doing regular shows, you know. Jay's touring. You have a bunch of shows. Come there. Once in a while, Steve will pop in, Steve Rinaldi.
Yeah.
That lady Steph K.
She's really
Steffi
good.
K, yeah.
She's
good.
She's got a lot coming up too. I'm on a show with her like at the end of February.
She
but
does
pretty
stuff
rough.
everywhere.
She runs around. She hits all the mics. But
She's
she's
funny,
she's
too.
on a ton of shows
Super
too.
funny.
Nice.
She works.
I said
like,
that lady. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, we knew you meant. But
I
yeah,
know I'm an
Steph K
idiot.
though.
I'm an idiot.
How dare you assume her gender?
True. I apologize.
Damn.
Yeah,
Fucking
but
start with me.
Steph works though. Like she gets out there like
Right.
all the mics. She does a ton of shows. Yeah, she's just like yeah.
But I think a lot of those, like Walker and Raph. And
Oh, my God.
They're from like far away. Not far, but a little
I
bit.
think they're from maybe the Lancaster
a little hike away.
area.
I think Raph is more like Downingtown.
Raph's Downingtown.
I think so.
I'm only,
Jess Rowan.
only saying that because Jess Rowan, I seen she has a show at the Emmaus Theater.
Oh, okay.
She's going to be on a show at the Emmaus
Oh,
Theater.
I saw
tonight.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real good.
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All three of them are.
For all,
They're all three of
they
them
are.
consistently bring new material and are always funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Always so funny.
Yeah.
And they admire, like, those are three that people that actually listen to the other comics because they maybe take a snippet and
Yeah.
make fun or
Yep.
not make or like use it. Like
They'll do a
'cause,
callback.
like 90% of the comics are not paying attention.
Nope.
So the ones that do, I give them props.
But
Yeah.
they always are paying enough attention to be able to work in a callback and then go
Right.
weave in their material
They-
and then maybe do another callback. Like, yeah, they're really great with that.
They're good. They're
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, do you have any questions for Karen, Chris?
Don't put me on the spot like that. You were asking questions and I interact.
Well, you're the attention whore.
Yeah, well, I'm interacting every time I get it. You know, it's how I do it. You ask the question, I interject
Okay.
with something about me.
What kind of teacher are you, Karen? I don't think I've ever read that.
I'm actually an elementary school art teacher.
Oh, I have heard that, art
Yeah.
teacher. Okay. Are you like art inclined yourself? Like, are you an artist yourself?
I always loved art. And I would say, I mean, art class was always my favorite class. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm an artist too. I
What-
made this.
it's
It just
the
looks like a
still life.
shelf.
Wait, the still life behind you?
See, it just looks like a shelf, right?
No, but that's a still life.
Take this down,
That's amazing.
and you take this down. It's all Crumb shit that I nicknamed this art piece "Man's Ruin"
There you go.
because it has all
All the vices.
the vices, but it's all Crumb shit.
Yeah.
But it's an art piece.
I mean, oh, yeah, definitely. It's an
Who-
installation, still whatever you want to call
I
it.
do have a question
What?
because that's cool and all.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
We're done
all right.
with that.
Back to Karen.
No, but who was your inspiration? Why? Because everybody has sort of has to have a little inspiration of why you're doing it. Is it or not necessarily your personal inspiration is like name whatever comic, but like what's your inspiration for wanting to
Oh.
do this? Because you either have to have like a shitty upbringing or you have to have some kind of mental disorder or something. There's got to be there's reasons.
Why you can't just like to be funny?
Because all comics are like 90%. I like 90%, like depressed and all fucked up and.
They always
that's
say
why I
that,
always
but-
say it's like
went
this is
right
not
to it.
this is not therapy. Some like I used to say it. I'm like when I was hosting. I'm like some of these people like came like Evan would come up like the first time and he'd be like all depressing. I'm like this is like therapy for these people. So you could tell like they're jokes, but they're not. But there's always some kind of sadness behind.
Right.
There, some people are just naturally funny. I'm sure. They had like Ari Shafir. I think he pretty much grew up rich. He didn't have any problems growing up, as far as he said.
I don't know.
So like maybe like not everybody's like that, but a lot of comics are comics because
Karen,
tragedy.
Did you grow up rich?
Middle, very middle class.
See?
If you ask my parents, they'll say that I grew up poor, but like we were like middle. I would say we were middle. I mean, I'm pretty normal, I guess. Like for lack, I don't know, like if that's such a thing, but like, yeah, I guess my sister is jaw-droppingly gorgeous, and she's a lot taller than me. And she modeled when we were kids, and she always got attention for her looks and her height and just her, you know what I mean? Like she just, would walk into a room and, so our relatives would even be like, she's so beautiful. And then they would look at my mother and be like, oh, and the other one, she looks like you, to my mom, it's like funny, so, or, oh, she must be the smart one or the funny one. I'm like, So I did at an early age start making a lot of jokes to kind of compensate for my feelings about that. I mean, I love my sister. She's like one of my best friends on the planet, but growing up, it was really funny how like the two of us could be side by side and somebody would be going like total apeshit crazy over her. And I'd be like, I would just be like next to her. Like,
Right.
So I started making jokes about it even back then. But like, yeah, and I guess like in school too, just to fit in with people. I mean, because I wasn't really athletic. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, just to make friends, like you do what you have to do to like try to attract friends. So like I would try to be funny.
Right.
So I think I was like, it was socially, I was pretty motivated to, if I made somebody laugh, I was like, okay. And even at work, I'm so awkward. Like, so about the mental health stuff, I definitely have anxiety. But it's like a chicken or an egg thing because I was diagnosed a few years ago with ADD, which now we're calling executive functioning disorder. So whereas I used to have, now it's EFD, so I'm like, I'm effed, but anyway, and I am.
I've never heard that, but I guess.
But I'm effed apparently. But when you have that processing disorder, you're anxious. You're like kind of aware of the stuff. Like you're like, I'm missing stuff, but I don't even know what that stuff is, and that stuff's got me freaking out. So you kind of cycle. But the medication for the anxiety is, I've heard, less dangerous, I guess, to be taking regularly, where like ADD meds can be harmful to like your liver. And I don't do anything that would mess with my liver. So I'm really careful with that. So anyway, the Lexapro is like, so anyway, it's like a chicken or egg thing. So I think for me, kind of having that anxious way about me, if I can get that making somebody laugh out of the way, it kind of calms me down. You know what I mean? Like socially, I'm so awkward around somebody until like they crack a smile or like just to feel comfortable. But yeah, I'm really awkward.
Social awkwardness, that's like a weird, like there's like a whole gamut because like I'm socially awkward in a different way where I just say, is that social awkward what I do? I just say stupid shit and I'm like, oh,
you are just a walking red flag, bro.
Because I had said a couple things to people and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have probably said that.
I'm going to buy you a shirt that says needs diagnosis.
I'll say stuff to people all the time and I'm thinking it's okay, and then I see a look in their eye and I'm like, oh, like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'll just go walk away.
Yeah. And that's weird also. Are you the middle child at all?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
How about you, Chris? Are you the middle or the oldest? Where do you?
Depends on what family.
Well,
my dad's
out of
kids,
the three, I know.
I'm the youngest, and out of the three, I'm the oldest. On my mom's side, I'm the oldest.
Because I'm the middle, and I heard that's like a thing with like comics or trying to be funny. Like the middle child's always trying to
Like to be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And everybody in my family, everybody in my dad's family was hilarious. I guess that's my grandpa, but everybody was hilarious. And then
what happened to you?
I don't know. I don't know. But my dad and my father-in-law were friends when they were teenagers. Like, yeah, my dad and my father-in-law were friends when they were teenagers.
Oh, wow.
So, and my father-in-law has like 4 or 5 brothers,
Okay.
right? And they're all funny.
Mm-hmm.
So they would all just hang out, and it would be like a game. Like somebody would say something funny, and then the next person, and everybody just tries to go around and do it. And then in my family, we would go to like Christmas parties with my dad, and I don't think any of them listen, but whatever. But it would be my dad's family, and we would just sit in the corner and just make fun of everybody, and we would just try to make each other laugh, me, him, and my brother. And my mom would be like, "These are terrible. Stop it." And we would just laugh. But that's always fun. But I think it is the middle thing, because I remember latching on the shit that would make my dad laugh. Like Dom Herrera had some comedy special in the 80s. And I guess I watched it with my dad, and then I would reenact some of Dom's bits, and my dad would laugh. So I just took that to school. And I did Dom Herrera like all of 7th grade.
Not a bad start.
Yeah,
No.
man. Yeah.
Dom is the legend.
Yeah, he's coming
yeah.
to Soul Joel's pretty soon. Dom. Or
He was.
He
I
already
think he
was.
was there. I think he was there
yeah.
like 2 Wednesdays.
He was, yeah. He was there the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I think. So I was at the Poconos. I couldn't see it. It sucked. So what else do you plan on doing besides comedy? Just comedy? Did you do any sketches? Andrew G just put out a really cool sketch. Did you check that out?
Put out a sketch?
Yeah, Andrew G made a sketch. It's on Andrew.G comedy on
I gotta
YouTube.
check that out. Okay.
He did a joke first,
Okay.
and then he liked it, so he made a skit out of it.
Yeah, it's about an advent calendar
Pfizer.
that Pfizer makes.
Oh, I've heard him do the bit.
Yeah.
But he actually like physically made like a. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
pretty good.
It's pretty good. I was
Yeah.
impressed. I wasn't expecting that, and that was good.
Yeah.
I have to check that out.
Yeah. How long? I think it's a minute. Maybe we can watch it here and put it in.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
definitely.
think he'll mind.
Nah, he won't care.
Hey parents, we have something exciting for you. This holiday season, get the Advent calendar that every grown-up needs in their life. Pfizer's Advent calendar will surprise you with a brand new pharmaceutical every day in December, leading up to Christmas Day. Blood pressure medicine to help you wrap presents. Anxiety pills to help you relax as we approach the holiday. Maybe you'll even get that new booster shot that you've been waiting for. We might even throw you for a loop. Be sure to always check your calendar to keep up with which door to open. If you wake up, check the date, and realize that you haven't opened the last 3 doors. Don't worry. We call this the catch-up game. Just take any doors that you missed at once. Before you know it, Christmas will be long behind you, and it will once again be a new year. In fact, with our Advent calendar, you really don't have to worry about Christmas at all. Hurry and get yours before they're all gone. The Pfizer Advent calendar.
Very funny.
That was amazing. It's really funny.
Yeah, it was great. Shout out Andrew G.
Yeah,
man.
that was.
These programs
Great
make
clip.
it so easy for you to like edit and do stuff. Like it used to probably take forever to do that kind of thing. Now, like with technology, just like create.
That was really well done, though. Very funny.
Yeah, he did a great job on that. And it was a lot of work, Chris. It wasn't easy. It was a lot of fucking work.
I'm sure it was. I'm not downplaying it. What are you trying to make me look bad here?
No, I just like yelling at you for content. Don't worry about it, bro. It's all good.
So I make myself look bad. I don't need help.
So yeah, that was. I started saying, "What's next for Karen?" You have a lot of shows.
Yeah.
What's your socials? That way people,
Oh,
if
yeah.
they don't get a chance.
Okay,
'cause
sure.
You know how they need options here.
Right. My Facebook is pretty simple because it's just Karen Schwarz, SCHWARZ. My Instagram is really clunky because it's at Schwarz Bollinger. So it's at and then SCHWARZ BOLLINGER. So it's. I need.
I think you need a Karen comedy.
I really didn't plan ahead. You know, they say if you like fail to plan, you plan to fail. I really didn't plan ahead on the Instagram name.
What's the Karen
That's all right.
Schwartz
We'll put it up
comedy?
there.
I just
that was a Facebook page I put together for myself, but I don't do anything with it.
Oh.
But I should that should be like where I post more content and shows, and that was kind of the plan. And I was like, oh, look, Facebook let me do another page. And then I just didn't put stuff on it.
Well,
but I'm like, I'll just add all my friends from my regular Facebook page over to the other Facebook page. I need to get it together.
You do.
I need to get it together. Now I feel accountable. I'm saying it out loud here on the Crumb Show podcast to hold myself accountable to get it
Well, it's
together.
weird because I saw it under people you may know, and I'm like, oh, so I thought I don't know if it was under mine or the Crumb Show page, but I was like, oh, let me add a friend.
let me
and
add it, and then
you
you're
were
like-
quick to accept.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, it doesn't have anything here.
Yeah.
There's people who do a better job with like their dog's extra page on Facebook. Like I haven't really done it.
Jeremy's cat.
Oh yeah, Kitty has an Insta. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I just started following
I
it.
did. I started following Kitty has an Insta too. It's really well done, actually. It's really good.
Yeah. All right, so Karen's shows are The Dirty Show, December 22nd at Soul Joel's, headliner Brendan Donegan with Rashid Wesley Jr. and Walker Britt. December 27th, Missy G. Hall and Tata Sharice. Karen, you're hosting that night, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm
Soul
really
Joel's.
excited to work with them again. Yeah.
And 7 for 7 on December 28th with Steve Rinaldi. And probably 6 other comics that are absolutely hilarious. And then January 20th at the Iron Eagle in Coatesville with Jay Burrell, Bradford Davis, Sandra Doss, and Ben Elise. Iron Eagle Coatesville, January 20th. And our social medias will be down here. It'll be a bunch of pictures up here of all the shows. And yeah, Karen, thanks for stopping by. And
Thank you.
I appreciate
You guys,
it.
thank you so much for having me.
Wanting to have you on for a minute here.
Thanks.
But
And you're the first
yeah,
lady of the Crumb Show.
yeah,
real?
our first lady
Oh
guest.
my gosh. No, thank you.
I mean, not that that matters.
She's
No,
the
but-
first woman we know of. We've had a few guests on. We're not assuming their gender.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
True, we don't know, but we know her gender. She's a woman, so she is the first woman that's
Just because I told you my pronouns, but it's
right.
cool.
Yeah.
It's for cool. Oh my gosh, thank you.
But anyway, thanks.
Wow, I'm
Right.
like the first.
Check Karen out.
Thank you.
Check out her socials. They'll be down there.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, that was so much fun.